D&D, dice rolls, dungeons, builds, and classes are some of the words that immediately have you recall RPGs, but when we add the word isometric, there is a certain distinction that reminds us of an era of great video game classics that defined the genre in the 90s. Those were the times of Baldur's Gate, Fallout, Wasteland, and many other titles that fostered Western RPGs towards a long golden age. Their influence still persists to this day, inspiring even newer titles which, despite the new game development technologies, propose mechanics and graphic styles inspired by the retro classics while innovating in many other aspects.
Many years I've spent searching for them, amidst the ruins, deep beneath the sands.
If you're one of the legions of players who fell in love with Baldur's Gate 3, you owe it to yourself to play Larian Studios' previous masterpiece, Divinity Original Sin 2. Set in a wholly original world, it offers all the open exploration, role-playing, and tactical combat that made Baldur's Gate 3 a massive success. Divinity's freeform narrative gives players the ability to follow their own path to godhood, and it's easy to see why it's considered one of the best CRPGs ever made.
Have you come to claim the true power of the armor?
Captain Sex-Zapper, slaver of the seas, servant of the Source King.
I seek my fortune, my glory.
I am no witch. The spores do this.
To betray me shall cost you everything.
And I will not stop until I find them all. The hidden relics of Rivellon.
Encased is a classic, isometric role-playing game set in an otherworldly environment called...
Fallout showed the potential for retro-futurist storytelling in games, and Encased carries the torch with pride. Inspired by the sci-fi of the 1970s, it puts players in an enormous alien dome overseen by a monolithic corporation.
Why not act like a fool and pretend you're a bird?
Encased is full of important decisions to make, and the possibilities are nearly limitless. You can even complete the game without recruiting a single party member if you're up to the challenge.
And if all else fails, a well-placed right hook with your fist can take down even the strongest enemies, allowing you to bask in your own sense of moral. You'll have to discover those for yourself.
Cold logic says I should turn you away.
Another fantastic choice for Baldur's Gate fans looking for their next adventure is Wasteland 3. It is simply one of the best turn-based RPGs that ever graced the world of video games. Its post-apocalyptic setting evokes classic Fallout and is brought to life through memorable characters and high-stakes storytelling. Vehicles, explosions, and big set-piece boss battles all make Wasteland 3 such an amazing experience. It's a definite must-have in any CRPG fan's collection.
Hold them up, Team November.
No one's coming to save us!
You'll stand before Federico.
Go back to Elysium, Princess, and I'll pretend none of this happened.
Oh, baby! Did your toy break?
Stand before us and die.
Ah, damn it. Looks like we're killing them all. Guess the fun's over.
Translating the tabletop RPG experience to a single-player digital medium could be an impossible task. Even the most advanced AI can't stand up to human creativity and adaptability. Disco Elysium comes very close though. Few games, if any, have as much depth of raw possibility as Disco Elysium. It takes all of your actions and character traits into account, seemingly at every moment, turning a hard-boiled detective story into, well, whatever you want it to be, really. This is just one of those games that you have to play it yourself to understand what I mean.
When
When gods and demon lords go to war, it's mortals who suffer most. Such is the
Pathfinder, the biggest competitor to the tabletop titan Dungeons & Dragons, recently released a remastered rulebook, so now it's a great time to try a new brand of fantasy adventure.
And yet, here I see a mortal unlike the others. One with enough.
If you prefer to check out the world of Golarion in a video game, Wrath of the Righteous is a faithful adaptation of a classic campaign. Many of the game's systems should be immediately familiar to fans of D&D or Baldur's Gate, with just enough difference to keep the experience fresh and exciting. Your character can also achieve some exciting prestige classes as well, allowing for a surprisingly high power level in the late game.
To surprise both the demons and the gods.
Pillars of Eternity 2 is another shining example of the isometric RPG renaissance that's been flourishing over the last 5 years. It combines traditional fantasy with swashbuckling high-seas adventures, so you really can't go wrong with this one. Like any good CRPG, Deadfire lets you customize your companions with a deep class system and develop the relationships between them. It feels like a tabletop game in all the best ways. Of course, if you're looking for a full adaptation of a tabletop experience, it's hard to find a better example than Solasta. Built directly from D&D's open game license content, Solasta is designed with multiplayer co-op in mind, so you can delve in dungeons and slay dragons remotely without the need for a DM.
Are the light bringers.
Solasta also includes a robust dungeon making tool, letting you create user-generated content to share with your friends or even the world. The possibilities in this game are really endless.
This is it, friends. This is when we make history.
Imagine Fallout in the ruins of the Soviet Union, and you've got a great idea of what Atom RPG and its standalone sequel, Trudograd, are like. Filled with the trappings of the Perestroika era, Atom RPG evokes a very different feel than its darkly humorous counterpart. Most of the quests have multiple solutions, so building your character the way you want won't lock you out of seeing the entire story. Of course, trying a new campaign with a new build could always let you see the story from different angles. This gunslinging tale in a supernatural Wild West is a challenge even for fans of tactical RPGs. If you can master it though, Hard West 2 offers satisfying gameplay that rewards taking big risks and doing flashy combos. Hard West 2 goes all in on its setting and theme. Even character customization revolves around equipping your posse with cards to form poker hands.
Rome wasn't built.
If you're looking for a truly unique isometric experience, then hop on a train for the frontier and watch out for demons. The Expedition series has proven that historical settings make for great RPGs. Expeditions Rome takes players across the breadth of the Roman Empire, commanding legions and navigating the Imperium's famously dangerous politics. Lately, the Roman Empire seems to be on people's minds a lot, if social media is to be believed, so why not strap on your sandals and live the dream for a few dozen hours?
I never meant for any of this to happen. All this bloodshed.
Isometric perspective comes to Fire Emblem-style battles in Lost Eidolons. Fans of the legendary tactical series will find a lot to love in this tale of a daring mercenary band in a kingdom at war. As Eden, you'll command soldiers, siege engines, and sorcerers to fight enemy troops and fearsome monsters alike. Of course, you'll also get to know your troops in camp between battles, which can be just as compelling.
To hell with fate! You're not taking one more thing from me! I'll tear your world apart.
In a nation that has lost all hope, its people.
2023 had a huge summer for games, with lots of quality titles flying under the radar. If you missed Jagged Alliance 3 when it first launched, it's worth going back and giving it a try before the year is out.
Hundreds of weapons and mods.
Jagged Alliance's tactical modern combat puts players in command of guns for hire in a collapsing nation. Your actions both on and off the battlefield will decide the fate of the Grand Chien.
Here they come, team. Let's lay out the welcome mat. Neutralized. Stay sharp.
Dynamic environments.
They won't see me until it's too late.
Someone is gonna have a bad day soon.
Open world gameplay. And you can even bring a friend. With characters to meet and stories to experience, your choices will determine the fate of Grand Chien. Get ready for adventure, courage, royalty, money, and guns, and knives, and more guns, and mortars, and alligators.
Does he bite?
And explosions. Jagged Alliance 3.
This was a very good movie, but
Today, we fight not for glory or pride, but for survival, for the future.
Leave it to Square Enix to modernize a subgenre that they invented. Triangle strategy is an RPG in the vein of Final Fantasy Tactics, with new characters, settings, and gameplay systems to explore.
I must.
With branching story paths that can shift the campaign in unexpected ways, Triangle strategy lets players take command but reminds them that in war, you don't get to make all the decisions. It's one of our favorite titles from 2022, so why not give it a try?
Why? Not another step. I will leave you defenseless.
You'll pay for what you've done to my family.
Everyone has the right to choose their own path based on their own convictions. Feel the might of my magic.
Think you can take it?
I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolfwood are safe and secure.
Can you handle my might?
It is you who should be seeking mercy.
I swore an oath to Lady Destra.
Power to your wings no longer.
I'll restore this kingdom to its rightful glory. I promise to do all in my power to see us through this safely.
If you'd rather relive the classics, Tactics Ogre Reborn is the newest incarnation of the legendary 90s RPG. Longtime fans will find the story and gameplay intact, with some balance changes to keep things interesting.
This is massacre!
But you're a fool!
If you've never played Tactics Ogre before, Reborn is the definitive version. Players who love Final Fantasy Tactics are sure to enjoy its unofficial sister game as well.
They merely lack our strength.
Even as I ask why we must fight, I accept the inevitability of the coming battle. Let's see whether your false piety can prevail.
I thought your breed of fool long gone from the world.
Nor do I deny that it was a terrible mistake, a weighty sin upon my soul.
This is war, brother. Wheel turns. People die.
There are swifter ways to go about it than soldiering. We fight to live. And I'm having a really bad day. My home, Kentucky, it's getting ripped to shreds.
The Bearded Ladies, the developers behind Mutant Year Zero, are no strangers to weird, unique settings. With Miasma Chronicles, they once again show off their ability to create a world unlike anything else we have ever seen.
I'm gonna allow you to hire me.
Hey, get tired of something.
Of course, a setting alone doesn't earn a game a spot on this list. Miasma Chronicles also has rock-solid gameplay and gorgeous visuals, securing its place in the pantheon of isometric RPGs.
Prepare for fireworks, boys!
I know who I am.
I can do this! I can do this!
You want to know who you really are, Elvis?
Oh, you found it. Oh, my journal, my drawings.
These pages are old, Mom.
Well, careful.
Most RPGs have a set story and tell it well. Wildermyth takes a different approach, giving players the parts necessary to create their own stories.
Bookish, cute, of course. But that day,
Heroes struggle, fight, age, and die, leaving a new generation to take up the battle against evil. Each run in Wildermyth is a unique tale but can harken back to previous campaigns. Their newest crop of heroes will have grown up hearing the tales of the previous ones, giving a legendary lineage of your own.
Light under his hat.
And you met Holden?
Oh yeah, some hunter's kid. Your father liked him, and that made 3 of us.
Then you were called heroes.
Maybe. But it's strange. The world changes. There's always some new threat. And heroes can't stay the same either. You make choices. You bargain with wild spirits. Fall for one of your friends, then find reasons to argue with the other. Well, it all works out somehow. Except, no, not everyone makes it.
Dad said I wouldn't be here without that man's sacrifice.
You'll be safe out there, won't you?
You could always come with me, show me how things are done.
I know you say that, but... Well, where'd my old sword get to?
I saved you.
It's astoundingly rare for the biggest game of the year to be a turn-based RPG, but Baldur's Gate 3 took the world by storm and doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Fans of the first 2 games, D&D players, and total newcomers all across the globe fell in love with Baldur's Gate 3's characters and open-world gameplay. We can expect Baldur's Gate 3 to be the gold standard for RPGs in the coming years. Who knows what could be coming down the pipeline thanks to this epic tale. Imagine a full-length CRPG that takes place aboard a single starship. Iron Tower Studios' titular colony ship is a city in space carrying the last of Earth's people to a new home at Proxima Centauri. As you might expect, not all is well for the colonists who were born and will die along the generations-long journey. Colony Ship lets players decide the fate of the expedition, even if they may never live to see the vessel reach its destination. It's a great idea for an RPG, and it's a very recent release. Check it out if you're in the mood for something new and novel.
Captain, you are not
Space Reg is a testament to what a creative indie developer can do within the confines of a beloved genre. It's not a very long game, but there is much to do and so many possible stories to explore that you'll find something new every time you play.
I know it's a lot to ask.
Space Wreck offers the possibility for pacifist runs, unexpected solutions to problems, and creative approaches to tried and true RPG mechanics. It's even possible to be too good at something which you almost never see in games.
Everyone's counting on you.
Rogue traders, daring explorers who benefit from a unique style of freedom.
The long-awaited RPG set in the Warhammer 40k universe is finally here, and it's everything we ever could have hoped for. As a rogue trader, you have the luxury of operating outside Imperial law, letting you explore the galaxy in a way players haven't been able to until now. While not every faction from the tabletop game is accounted for, Rogue Trader is one of the deepest dives into the lore we've ever seen. If you're a Warhammer fan, then you don't want to miss this game.
Ship and the resource-rich worlds under their control. This is what makes them such dominant figures. Even still, the enemies of humanity are numerous, and they will not relinquish.
And that is it for the best isometric RPGs of the modern era. Be sure to let us know your thoughts about any of these games or if you missed anything that should have been on this list. And as always, be sure to hit like, subscribe if you're new around here, and make sure to follow turn-based lovers for everything turn-based. This has been Leaf, and I'll see you guys on the next one.